I'm Robert Sevage. I'm the bridge superintendent for Whitman County, Eastern Washington State, and I am a bridge inspector and bridge builder, and help with all the maintenance for over 300 bridges that we have in our county. A little history of Whitman County. Whitman County has always had their own bridge department, and I believe back in the early days, everybody, did everything. People worked on the road departments and helped out on the bridge departments until they found need for, like I said, over 300 bridges, second in number in the state, that we needed to form our own bridge department so we could basically specialize in just maintaining our bridges, any kind of annual maintenance or repairs that I find during inspections. I came onto the bridge crew in 2003, and since then, up to a certain point, we built 2 concrete bridges and 2 bridge replacements. First steel bridge we built was last year, and in 2019 for kind of an odd year, and we had great success with it. Well, the benefits that I have found to be, no crane service, different aspects of that can be quite a challenge at times to manage and on site. Easy for us to be able to transport the bridge sections ourselves, and basically just kind of a nut and bolt type of structure. No special schooling. Just hands-on work. Well, I'll have to say I've got crew members that are excellent operators, which means a lot to me. They're safe and they don't take any chances. And as far as skills go, it's kind of a learn as you go, because bridge is always different from anything else. And the guys knowing what to look for, things to work on, and how our maintenance program goes. This bridge here that we're looking at was the deck and all the material, the nuts and bolts and everything that come with it were roughly around $46,000 compared to a $87,000 concrete slab here in comparison of the cost. We chose the steel regardless, for the price, and they're just easy to assemble and build with using county forces. Well, first I'd like to say a list of things that I've came up with that have been huge improvements putting in these steel structures was basically the cost versus concrete and steel deck, lower freight costs, lower personnel labor costs, lower equipment costs, minimum engineering cost. We didn't have to spend a lot of time on engineering short of say pile locations and center roadways so that we can make sure that everything lines up with the road. Single truck delivery for our 3 sections of bridge here, so 1 truck, and as far as like carbon footprint, instead of having 4 semis hauling in a concrete structure. Placing the structure without having to use a crane or any other high cost equipment, which cuts into our budget. Ease of final assembly with just hand tools, all the nuts and bolts for the deck and the connecting members. Quicker close to open construction timelines. Weathering type steel for most climates. Here in Eastern Washington, we're very dry, and we expect these bridges to last for a long time without having any issues. Easy visual bridge inspections that occur, annually or every couple years. You could actually set this bridge on concrete slab type abutments or steel pile with steel caps as we have done here if driving pile was not an option. Where surface of gravel, treated wooden deck planks, asphalt or concrete is an option. And the structures could be skewed if needed or widened for future traffic needs. I would say be very open to it. We have found it's such a viable and easy structure to place with, like I've said, using county forces to do all the work without having to have any outside help, and just so easy.
My name is Mark Story. I'm the County Engineer and Public Works Director for Whitman County, Washington and Colfax, Washington. We have a lot of short spans that are starting to fall apart. We even have some long span bridges that are slowly degrading. And the challenge is to figure out where to find enough money to keep the system in good enough shape to keep commerce going. So that's a huge, huge demand. Well, the decision process for us is that we are able to build all kinds of different structures. So as long as it's a short span, and I would say something less than about 60 feet, my crew is capable of building it. The only thing that starts becoming an issue is what other pieces of equipment, such as a crane or something else, that we might have to employ to get the job done. But we have the technology to essentially replace whatever we want. So my advice to other county engineers is talk to those county engineers in your region, or even not in your region, who have built bridges with their own crews, and find out what works and what doesn't work. The second thing I would do is talk to the suppliers, talk to people like True North Steel or Contact, Big R, or whoever your local bridge suppliers are, and find out what people are doing, what they're using to build bridges. That's important in your region. So Whitman County, when I came to Whitman County, we had this misconception that all bridges must be made of concrete, and I think I've slowly talked myself out of that. What we're starting to do now is bid concrete superstructures against steel superstructures, and what we're finding is they're very competitive, and we believe that they're just as durable in the long run as well. So the steel is also a lot easier for us to pick up and move around on a site, so it just makes it more economical and easier for us to build. Both concrete and steel were selected for the Belmont Bridge. We actually bid both concrete and steel superstructure for this, and the steel superstructure came out over $30,000 less for the superstructure of a bridge that ultimately was going to cost us about $150,000. So that's a huge difference in cost, and that's just $30,000 or $35,000 I get to spend on the next bridge. So I've asked myself that question many times over the years. I think that we can build a bridge for about half of what the contracting community could do, maybe even a little less than that. So when I build this bridge and it cost me, say, $150,000, if I were to contract it out, I'll bet it would be somewhere between $300,000 and $400,000.